Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Anglo Up, the podcast where we turn everyday moments into English learning.
Today, we're diving into something powerful, mastering English confidence.
If you've ever felt nervous, stuck, or even embarrassed speaking English, this episode is for you.
And the first thing we want to say is you are not alone. Almost every learner struggles with confidence at some point.
Let's be honest. Speaking another language in front of people can feel scary. The fear of making mistakes, of not being understood, or of people judging you, it's real.
Yes, I remember when I first tried speaking French on holiday. I knew the words, but as soon as I opened my mouth, my brain froze. And I thought, forget it. I'll just stay quiet.
I can relate. When I was in university, I had to present in English for the first time. My voice was shaking, my palms were sweaty, and I wished I could disappear.
And I think many of our listeners know exactly how that feels. Fear is heavy.
But here's the important part. Fear doesn't mean you're bad at English. It just means your brain is protecting you.
Yes, it's trying to keep you safe. But the truth is, the only way past fear is through it. That's what we call unstoppable English, when you don't let fear stop you.
Let's talk about mindset. Confidence doesn't start with grammar books. It starts with how you speak to yourself.
Exactly. If you keep saying, I'm terrible at English, your brain believes it. But if you say, I'm learning, and every sentence makes me stronger, you change the game.
One phrase I like to use is progress, not perfection.
Mine is, mistakes are lessons. Simple, but powerful.
And this is where practice comes in. Don't wait until you're ready. Start speaking now, even if it's messy.
Yes, imperfect practice is the fastest way to grow. If you speak, you learn. If you stay silent, fear stays in control.
So, for our listeners, try saying these out loud when you feel nervous. I can do this. It's okay to make mistakes. Every word I say makes me better.
It might feel silly at first, but words shape your thoughts, and thoughts shape your confidence.
We've talked about fear and mindset, but now we want to focus on something just as important: habits.
Yes, because confidence isn't a one-time event. It's something you build step by step through daily practice.
Think of it like going to the gym. You don't get strong after one workout. You get strong by showing up again and again.
Exactly. And the same is true for English. Confidence grows when you use the language often, even in small ways.
Let's share some simple habits our listeners can try.
Okay, first, daily English check-ins. Every morning, say one short sentence in English about how you feel. For example, I feel excited today, or I feel a little tired.
That's great. My second one, talk to yourself in English. When you're making tea or walking to work, describe what you're doing. It feels silly, but it trains your brain.
Another powerful habit, voice notes. Record a 1-minute message in English every day. Then listen back after a week or a month. You'll hear your progress, and that builds confidence.
Yes, and my favorite, celebrate small wins. If you order coffee in English or answer a question in class, smile and say, "That's a win." Now, let's talk about something many learners forget: community.
Confidence grows faster when you're not alone.
Exactly. When you have people who support you, who listen, who practice with you, the journey feels lighter.
And that's one of the reasons we started the NG Glow Up podcast,
to create a space where learners feel part of something bigger.
Yes, we want our listeners to know you are not just learning English, you're joining a global family.
Let's list a few reasons. First, accountability. When you know others are learning with you, you're more motivated to keep going.
Second, shared experiences. When someone says, I felt nervous too, you realize you're not the only one.
And third, feedback. Practicing with others helps you learn faster because people can encourage you and correct you kindly.
Before we continue, let's pause.
Yes, close your eyes for a second if you can.
Imagine yourself 6 months from now. You're in a meeting or talking to a friend, and you're speaking English with calm and ease.
You're not overthinking every word. You're smiling, you're connecting, and you feel proud of yourself.
That's the future you're building today. Step by step, habit by habit.
All right, friends, now we're diving into one of the biggest blocks to confidence, mistakes.
Yes, mistakes are like ghosts that follow learners around. Many people are so afraid of making them that they don't even try.
But here's the truth. Mistakes are not ghosts. They are teachers.
Oh, I love that. Mistakes are teachers.
Let's give a reframe. When you make a mistake, instead of saying, I failed, say, I learned.
Exactly. And here's something powerful. Every confident English speaker you admire has made thousands of mistakes.
Yes, even native speakers mess up. I mispronounce words in my own language sometimes.
Same here. So why do we expect perfection in English?
We shouldn't. Confidence comes when you allow yourself to be imperfect and keep going.
Let's share some strategies on practical ways to handle mistakes. First, slow down. Many mistakes happen because we rush.
Good one. Second, repeat and move on. If you say something wrong, just repeat it correctly. Example, he goes to school. That's it. Don't apologize, don't panic.
Third, laugh at yourself. If you can smile and say, oops, that was funny, you instantly reduce pressure.
And fourth, write it down later. After your conversation, jot down the mistake and correct version. Over time, those corrections become new habits.
I remember when I once confused chicken and kitchen in front of a group. Everyone laughed, including me. But you know what? I never forgot the difference after that.
That's a great example. See, the mistake wasn't a disaster. It became a memory tool.
Exactly. And it actually made me feel more confident because I survived the moment.
Yes, survival moments are powerful. They prove you can keep going even when things don't go perfectly.
Let's make this practical for our listeners. The next time you make a mistake in English, try saying to yourself, I'm one step closer to confidence.
Yes, that single thought can turn frustration into fuel.
And remember, mistakes show that you are actually using the language. The only people who don't make mistakes are the ones who never speak.
That's the real failure, not trying.
Let's do a mini exercise together. Think of one mistake you made recently in English. Got it?
Now, instead of cringing, ask yourself, what did this mistake teach me?
Maybe it taught you the correct verb tense. Maybe it showed you a pronunciation detail.
When you find the lesson, the mistake becomes a gift.
That's how you build unstoppable English confidence. So, Michael, now that we've talked about mistakes and reframing them, let's go deeper into daily practices. Because confidence isn't just something you have, it's something you build with routines.
Exactly. Confidence is like a muscle. If you exercise it regularly, it gets stronger. If you don't, it gets weaker.
Let's share some simple rituals that anyone can start today.
Sure. First one, positive self-talk. Before speaking English, say to yourself, I can do this. My voice matters. My English is improving every day.
Yes, self-talk shapes how we perform. If you go into a conversation thinking, I'll make mistakes, I'm terrible, guess what? You'll freeze.
But if you say, I'll do my best, mistakes are part of learning, you immediately feel lighter.
Second ritual, power posture. It may sound strange, but the way you sit or stand affects how confident you feel.
Oh, 100%. If you're slouching, looking down, your voice will be weak. But if you sit up straight, shoulders back, take a deep breath, you sound more confident instantly.
And the beauty is, you don't need perfect English. The posture itself gives you authority.
Third ritual, breathing check. Many learners rush their words because they're nervous. Take one deep breath before you speak. It slows you down and makes you clearer.
I actually use this before recording our podcast. I take a deep breath, release it, and then I feel ready.
Me too. It's like pressing reset on your nerves.
Flora, do you have a personal ritual that helps you feel confident in English, or even in general?
Yes. Before I give a presentation, I always write down one sentence. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to connect. That takes away the pressure.
That's so good. For me, I like to do a quick stretch and smile. Smiling actually tricks your brain into feeling calm and confident.
That's a great one, because confidence isn't just mental, it's physical too.
Here's the key. Don't just do these rituals once. Repeat them daily. That's how they become habits.
Yes, and habits create consistency. Consistency creates confidence. Listeners, maybe pick just one ritual to start this week. Don't overwhelm yourself with too many.
Right. Maybe today you'll choose mirror practice. Tomorrow, positive self-talk. Little by little, you'll create your own confidence routine.
So, Michael, after everything we've shared today, from facing fears to shifting mindsets, building daily rituals, and leaning on community support, it all comes down to one thing. Confidence is not a gift, it's a skill.
Exactly. And every single listener can grow that skill, no matter where you're starting from, no matter how nervous you feel now. Your future confident English self is possible.
I love that. And I think it's important to remind everyone, progress is never about perfection. It's about showing up, practicing, and celebrating every small win along the way.
Yes, each time you speak, even if you make mistakes, you are already winning. You're already moving closer to unstoppable confidence.
So share with us in the comments your confidence ritual. Tell us how you felt, what you tried, and what you discovered.
We'd love to hear your voices and stories. And who knows, your story might inspire someone else who's listening right now.
So don't stop here. Subscribe to Glow Up, join our community, and keep growing with us.
Because when you build English confidence, you don't just learn a language, you unlock new opportunities, new connections, and a new version of yourself.
And we'll be here, cheering you on every step of the way.
Until next time, keep glowing up in English.
Bye for now, everyone.
Bye.